My wife cheated on me 5 years ago, and I just found out about it. Need support. Throw away for obvious reasons. So this is a long story, so apologies for the rambling. My wife and I have been married for 7 years. However, we've been together for 18 years altogether. We started dating in college, and we were together for a while before we got married about 7 years ago. She's always been a big drinker, and that's been a point of contention for us. My dad is also an alcoholic, so I think I just chose the wrong partner possibly, as I'm attracted to the chaos. There were several red flags early on that I chose to ignore because she was very attractive and smart and had a good career. Majority of our fights always stemmed around drinking and getting way too drunk and putting herself in precarious situations. 5 years ago, we were drinking in our house, as we typically did with friends, and she was incredibly drunk. It's about 1 a.m., and I decided to go to bed in herself. One of my guy friends and another one of our girlfriends were still there. I went to bed because I was exhausted. I tried to get her to come to bed, and she refused. She was adamant that she was not going to bed, so I didn't force the issue. The next day, she was acting very weird, and I was walking past the bathroom, and she was in there with her friend talking, and I overheard her say, "I'm absolutely freaking out. I don't know what to do." So she came out of the bathroom, and I called her on it. She made a big story up about how our guy friend told her the night prior that he had feelings for her, and she wasn't sure how to handle it. And that's what was freaking her out. I confronted him about it, and he gave me a different story and said that she slid next to him on the couch, but that was all that happened. We got into a major argument about it, but I didn't have any proof that anything happened despite their stories not lining up. Fast forward to last week. I was talking to another buddy on FaceTime, and he mentioned this guy's name. My wife's face turned white, and she looked incredibly uncomfortable. So I called her on it and said, "Why do you look so weird?" And she said, "I thought I saw someone outside of her front door." It's a very dumb response, and clearly made her look like she was lying. So I've been sitting on this for about a week, and then a few days back I talked to my buddy and asked him if he would talk to our other friend to see if anything happened several years ago. Keep in mind the guy who was at our house that I think my wife fooled around with was married at the time, but now he's divorced, so he has no reason to lie. I caught my wife in several lies over the years, though nothing of this magnitude. So my buddy asked this guy if anything ever happened, and he paused and finally admitted that they made out that night in my living room when I was asleep 20 feet away. I'm not an idiot and highly doubt that was all that happened given everyone was incredibly drunk. He assumed that I knew about it, and we just worked through it because it had been so many years. I haven't confronted my wife about it yet, but I'm leaning towards a divorce given we have other issues, and this just crushes me, knowing she lied to my face when I asked her about it and has been lying for 5 years. The kicker is I just moved across country to be closer to her family, and we have a 3-year-old son that I'm absolutely terrified of having joint custody because I won't get to see him as much, and he's the love of my life. We also just moved into a rental home with a 1-year lease, so it would be tough financially for either of us to move right now, and I can't bear the thought of kicking her out because she would definitely take my son with her. Also, I haven't confronted her yet because I've read on here in other subreddits that you should speak to an attorney first. It's been very challenging to not bring it up, and her family is coming later this week, so I'll have to continue to hide it for a couple more days. I've already started researching attorneys though, and gonna try to get a free consult later this week. What would you do in my shoes? What's the best way to confront her? Any advice from people that have gone through something similar would be greatly appreciated. Thanks. Rehandling this way better than most would in your position. Staying calm, documenting everything, and talking to a lawyer first is exactly what you should be doing. Don't let anyone guilt you into just forgiving or staying for the kid. 5 years of lies isn't a mistake, it's a character trait. You owe her nothing at this point. The best thing you can do for your son is to give him one stable, honest parent, and that's you. Keep your head clear, keep records, and let your lawyer guide you. Every calm, calculated move you make now brings you one step closer to peace and freedom.